Alright everyone, hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about kind of a weird concept, but something that was inspired by the new Mario Battle Royale thing, where it's a bunch of players all playing the original Mario, trying to be the last one alive to survive, get to the end, beat Bowser, all that kind of stuff. And I just thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to kind of stop, think about, and analyze what other series from Nintendo might potentially make good Battle Royale games. So, to be clear, this is all kind of rambling. These are things that are just popping into my head. I thought they were cool. I thought I'd share. Thought I'd talk about them. Maybe they wouldn't work. Maybe they would be fantastic. No matter what, I'm pretty sure Nintendo's never going to make them. But it's fun to think about, and, you know, let's just talk about it. Alright, so, the first one that I want to talk about, that I think would be probably the most fun in my opinion, but I also see being the one that probably wouldn't do the best, is Pikmin Battle Royale. So, what you do is you each have to choose your color Pikmin, so each one has its ability, and this is an interesting take on the Battle Royale genre in my opinion, because it's kind of like a co-op / competitive one. So everyone's a Pikmin, you're all running around, you're all working together as a massive Pikmin horde, so you're each an individual Pikmin doing your own thing. And you're trying to get to the end, but you're also trying to survive. So you have to work together, but you also want to be the last Pikmin alive, making it to the end, you know. Oh no, there's a bulwark coming, we're all attacking it, oh no, I got eaten, nah, you lost. So you have to avoid being killed by the enemies, but you also have to still make it to the end. The question here is, okay, how do you balance this? So you see one Pikmin, you know, being attacked by a fiery blowhog, and they're a yellow Pikmin, but you're a red Pikmin, so you can go and fight it without having to worry. But you see that yellow Pikmin, he's going to be necessary because you know there's that electric trap up ahead, and you need him to break it. But you could also just let him die to the fiery blowhog, and you know you're gonna last longer than him. You know, get you further up in those rankings. So you gotta choose what you want to do. Do you want to fight, and save them? Do you want to just let them die and then let you move up? And it's an interesting back and forth. So you have to kind of like judge what you're doing. I don't know exactly how we'd best incentivize people trying to get to the end. I also don't know if there would be any kind of good character interaction. So, like, would we do things like, for example, being able to, as a Pikmin, go up and, smack another one of the Pikmin? I don't know. Maybe you do that. Maybe that'd be interesting. You could also have incentives, like, as the further you go, you get new abilities that do let you affect other players, so you are incentivized to try to continue ahead, because I'm not sure how you would stop players from just, like, sitting on the sidelines and letting other people do all the risky stuff, and then they would just come in afterwards. I don't know how you would balance that. I haven't worked out the entirety of the game, obviously, but I thought it would be fun and cool and interesting and unique, and I like Pikmin, so there. Now, another one that I think is actually a little bit more doable, but also a little less interesting in my opinion, would be something along the lines of a Fire Emblem Battle Royale. So, with the Fire Emblem Battle Royale, you basically take classic Fire Emblem, but instead of leading entire armies, you'd basically control one unit, and you'd be moving around the map trying to find things like, kind of like a traditional Battle Royale. You'd be going around finding things like new weapons, upgrades to armor. You basically find equipment that you would upgrade your leader and their unit with. The one problem I could see with it is you'd probably have to figure out some way around the whole concept of the weapon triangle, because what would happen is you get the person in the final last two players, one person has the weapon advantage, and that's kind of it. So, I don't know exactly how you deal with that, but, I thought it would be a fairly basic, simple, interesting way of going about it, is just having everyone controlling one unit on this map, moving around. You'd have to also make it to where instead of like a traditional turn-based thing, you would have like everyone make one move per turn, and you would all get to decide what you want your turn to be. You have 10 seconds to make a decision, something along those lines. I don't know. So that way it's a little bit fast-paced, keep everyone moving without the game dragging out forever. I don't know. I think it could be interesting, but like I said, nothing as extreme or interesting, I think, as my Pikmin idea. Another one, and this is the one that first popped in my head when I was looking at the Mario Battle Royale is one that I think that would be pretty interesting, but once again, nothing too insane. Would be like a Legend of Zelda, like an original Legend of Zelda Battle Royale. So you'd be doing this one in a similar vein to how the Mario Battle Royale is doing, where the idea is you still have to get to the end, so they have randomly chosen levels that you have to get through. In this case, they would be dungeons, not levels. So you'd have maybe a couple map screens that you have to go get into the dungeon, fight through a couple dungeon levels, maybe just the dungeon boss, I don't know. But you have to get through all of those, and you're trying to be the first Link to get to the end, as well as one of the only remaining survivors. One thing that was also interesting about the Mario Battle Royale is you can actually interact with each other. For example, like power-ups are shared amongst all of them, so whoever that one person that gets that mushroom is, gets the mushroom, no one else does. But they also had things like the star, where if you grab the star, you can actually kill other players by touching them, just running into them with the star. And I was thinking about this could be really interesting with The Legend of Zelda, with bombs, if you make it to where bombs actually damage other players too. So you could theoretically like stand in one spot and just try to get everyone else with your bombs as they're trying to like leave a room or something like that. I thought that'd be fun. I thought that'd be interesting. I think it's actually pretty straightforward, and I would love to see someone implement these ideas. Legend of Zelda Battle Royale, fun little side project. I'm not saying this should be Nintendo's next big thing is make everything Battle Royale, but I think this one could be fun. So another one that I thought could be pretty interesting is actually making just straight up Splatoon Battle Royale. I think this one would be pretty easy to implement. So this one, once again, pretty generic. You just do a standard Battle Royale thing, just with Splatoon. You know, everyone starts out with, you know, basic just, I don't know, splatter shot, I guess, would probably be the best weapon to start out with. And then you just go around, you can find other weapons around, you have the shrinking field, all that. So you just have the standard Battle Royale shooter thing. But I think Splatoon's mechanics would make an interesting twist. You know, do you go with the, you know, kind of weird, you know, kind of lame strategy of just shoot a puddle, hide in the puddle, and hope no one ever finds you? Or do you actively go out and try to eliminate your opponents? You know, it's the traditional thing with Battle Royale. I think it'd be really interesting. You'd have a lot of verticality to the map, too. So I'm wondering if instead of just having, like, zones just closing in, going towards the center, if maybe instead they kept it a fairly standard map, but instead they would, like, close off floors, and maybe you would have to get higher and higher or lower and lower, I don't know. Something like that, to where it's bringing people together that way. Instead of having a massive map spread out everywhere, it's all spread out vertically. I don't know. I think that you can do some interesting little unique spins with the Splatoon formula. I think that would be fun. Once again, nothing crazy innovative, but I think it'd be a ton of fun. Okay, so the last one I want to talk about here, I think is actually a pretty cool, interesting idea. So this one isn't just taking a regular Nintendo game and then making it into a Battle Royale game like all these other ones kind of have been. This one's a bit more of a design from the bottom up. So, hear me out. So this is a game where you go in and it's the various Mario enemies. You know, you're looking at your Piranha Plants, you're looking at your Chain Chomps, you're looking at your Goombas, your Koopas, all of that. And each one has different stats, abilities, strengths, weaknesses, whatever. So you're picking one of the Mario enemies. That's all fine. You're then going out into this world, and you're trying to survive. But here's where things get interesting, in my opinion. What makes it a bit more unique is on the other side, there's another second Battle Royale going out, but it's not quite a Battle Royale per se. It's more of a you know, just a second game where people are playing as Mario, Luigi, maybe you're just all Toads. I don't know exactly how you'd make it work for everyone to be something. But what you do is they're going out into the world. They're going and they're trying to jump on characters. They're trying to get high scores. They're trying to survive. And as the enemies, you're trying to survive. You're also trying to eliminate the opposing Mario Toad players and trying to get points that way. You get things like, for example, as an enemy, for example, as a Koopa, you manage to kill one of the Mario player characters. Well, suddenly you got a upgrade to become a Dry Bones, or maybe Spiky Shelled, or things like that. So all the enemies start out at these base forms, but slowly build up into more boss-like characters. So over time, it becomes harder and harder for the Mario characters to survive. They're trying to survive, but it also gives incentive to these enemy characters to go out and actually actively try to get the opposing characters, because it makes them stronger and more likely to survive. Then at the end, whoever's left, the Marios or the enemies, whoever's left, if it's just one team, so let's say in this instance there's a bunch of the enemies then have to go and try to beat each other, and they obviously have ways of damaging each other throughout the whole map, the entire game, but now it's just them, they're trying to do the same thing. And then with the Mario characters, we add the ability for like fireballs or even just jumping on each other's heads to do damage to each other. So there's still a way for them to defeat each other at the end. So you still always have one winner, but you either have the Mario winners or the enemy winners. You could even theoretically just have the Mario be a class instead of having to choose an enemy and have the Mario be a separate team. You could just have Mario as its own class within that, but I think it's more fun if you can incentivize a large group of players to be the Mario characters running around. But I don't know, maybe you don't need an incentive there, maybe people just want to do that. I think it's interesting, but like I said, you'd have to design it from the ground up. In my head, I'm picturing it as like a 3D game, not a traditional 2D side-scroller. I think it wouldn't really work as that because some of the enemy characters can't really navigate that very well. For example, a Goomba, what is a Goomba going to do there? But you could design a 3D map that could theoretically work even if you don't have jump capabilities, so if you're something like a Goomba or something like that. So, I don't know. I find it interesting. Tell me what you think. But with that said, I'm going to wrap this up right here. I would love to hear what all of you have to think. If you have any unique, interesting ideas on how to turn any of the games I talked about, or any games that I didn't mention and turn them into Battle Royale, I would love to hear your ideas. I'm not like a huge Battle Royale fan, admittedly, but I do like it when games put on these unique little spins. I would love to hear if you guys had any interesting ideas. I'm just always interested to hear fun, weird, unique game ideas. If you guys liked this, I'm planning on doing more videos where I talk and ramble at the camera, so if you click subscribe, you'll get to hear me talk and ramble. I would appreciate it. If not, I'll see you guys next time or never, or we'll see. Bye!